Hello, everybody. This is Stefan at the Pleiadian Institute. We are in Geneva. And today in this video, we will keep practicing our meditation work. I'm together with Dan today, who's in California with a bright sunshine.
Howdy, everyone.
And today we're talking about expanding. So from the relationship we started building with love in the first meditation, today we are expanding. So what does it mean to me? I would say expansion is about getting more confident, creating even more relationship. It's also being more inclusive, expanding to all the different kingdoms of nature, mineral kingdom, the plant kingdom, the animal kingdom, the whole humankind and everything that's next. To me, it's also realizing that we are in the middle of worldwide moment, very big moment for everybody, and probably for even further than planet Earth. And just realizing that we are part of this whole and this moment. So today we meditate around this, still building up a relationship with love, thanks to our visualizing tools. And I will start now with Dan. Can you hear us?
I am here and I can hear you. Great.
Perfect.
We may have actually done a number of things right today. Camera view, turning off this, turning on that. So
perfect.
I mean, we are beginners. There's no question around that. So let's move forward into it. Take up your triadic awareness. Love placed in your awareness. Above you at the apex of the triad, a radiant point of living, loving light. However you see it, however you imagine it. The imagination is the creative power that we own, the creative power of the soul. So we use it. Once we imagine love, it instantly, cooperatively joins you. And then there is, and merged in that love, just so we get a sense of separation, merged in that love corner is the I-ness that you actually are, your essence of I am. Because that's not embodied, that stays reserved away from dense matter at this stage of our living. So then there is that corner which is the self, the little guy we've created to live in the world, to talk to reach out, to touch others. That's being flooded with love. And in that self's awareness are all the things that make up your sphere of reality. For each of us, that is our reality, our field of awareness, the pearl of our existence, like soap bubbles. Each one has them. And everything in that soap bubble of awareness, you're giving this love to. And it's dealing directly with all of it because you are inclusive of it. So that's been our pattern up to now. Let that grow for a moment and take a couple of complete breaths all the way in, inhaling the essence of yourself and love as spirit, charging it at the top with love, with soul, whatever you think of as that, and then breathing it out through mind, and then releasing it to the world. Take another one of those deep breaths. Every breath you breathe in, you take in more of this relationship, this essence that has joined you to be part of your life from now on and forever. As you establish this breath pattern with love and yourself and your field of awareness, it will deepen and you begin to realize love is not holding itself in any place we put it. It begins to merge and transform into the space given to it, which means your field of awareness and you. and you feel the sense of a magnetic field, an inclusive field of awareness that love is entering. Your soap bubble is becoming charged with this unique property. And love, because it has two great powers, transformation and transmutation, is quietly going about its business.
Dan, can you tell us a little bit about the difference between transformation and transmutation?
Well, I don't know very much about the difference, but I will give you my perspective, and love will demonstrate that for you if you ask it. Remember this. This is like Siri, or one of those artificial intelligent computers times 10 billion gazillion. If you ask a question of love, it cannot but answer you. But it answers you according to truth, true need. And so we put the question to that corner of our triad of love. What's the difference between your transmutation properties and your transformation properties? And we wait to let the answer unfold. Because we are in Saturday between Good Friday and Easter at this particular moment, in a worldwide situation, it's a unique place to understand the nature of transmutation, which is in effect resurrection. Transmutation is the change of the actual atoms out of which our form nature is constructed, meaning the material atoms of minerals, the subtler atoms of emotional substance. We think of as emotion as energy, but it's substance energized by feeling. And because they're subtle atoms, like helium atoms, we don't see them, only higher, far higher. And then there is the brain-mind substance, the atoms of mind that make up the concrete mind of the personality. Those also are available to be transmuted, meaning made coherent to love, coherent to light. And when we think of these atoms as living, because there is nothing in the universe that is not living, because life is everything, everywhere, there is nothing other than life, so nothing can be separated from life. So we take this sense of position that atoms at whatever density and subtlety, even our human atom in its complexity, can be transmuted into substance capable of responding at every level to the light and power and magnetic field of love. That's the issue of transmutation. Transformation is the changing of the condition of our personal individuality, the awareness itself, not the substance in which our awareness is functioning, but the actual awareness. As you penetrate the glamour and illusion and maya of our nature, which is the not self. Maya, the word maya from Sanskrit literally means not that, which means it's something that is not real or not you or not love. So we are literally transforming the illusion and the glamour, which is the emotional version of illusion, and the maya, which are the physical forces. We're actually moving them into an alignment with love in such a way that they disappear as separate things and become part of love's inclusive field of awareness, with our awareness synchronized in it. Now, that's not a good explanation, sorry. But if you hold awareness with love, it will explain it to you from the inside out, which is the point of this meditation today. Refresh yourself, keep that circle, triangle circulating, and now be aware of the field of love filling your sphere. And think of it this way for just a few moments. Someone approaches you. Stefan approaches me, calls me. We look across each other at Zoom. He's now entered my awareness, my field of awareness. He's become real to me. Immediately, my soap bubble of love charged awareness merges with his, and we become a dual soap bubble. Two soap bubbles merge into one field of awareness. I'm not aware of everything in his awareness, but he's not aware of everything in mine. And now you watching this have joined that. And the magnetic properties of love, the field of its nature, has now influencing to what degree we have developed this, all three of us, or both of us. And when he leaves me and goes back to what he's doing, he goes back to his own field of awareness. And if he has no relationship to love built into it, suddenly it's absent. And he feels that. He has a sense of a shadow that came across the sun, for example, which is not to say that being in my field gives you much sunshine, but love does. And what we will find as we grow this in us, that when you enter the field of someone who has this, you sense it. You sense the transformational properties. You sense the transfiguration of properties of your nature, and it feels good. And then when you move out of that soap bubble back into your own, it went away, and you think, what happened? Why is this suddenly harder struggle? And you have the urge then to go back into that field of that person, and they become magnetically attractive. Not because Stefan is that good looking, but because of love.
And that takes us to expansion, right? Because if we manage to connect with anybody or any specific person that we have in mind, then we manage to invoke his or her presence. And the more we expand, the more people we can include in our field of awareness.
That's true. Now, we are taking the deliberate act of asking others to join in the positive creation of this relationship and then this field which comes with the relationship. Love has a plan in mind because it's been doing this for time immemorial. And so it goes about its quiet, persistent business in our world of awareness, which is our reality. It's almost as if we have two parallel realities here. A universe in which love is not the active, dynamic component, and a universe in which it is. And when you invite it into your field of awareness, which is fundamentally for the average human, most of the time, not a love dynamic universe, it starts to gradually bring your light and vibration into an awareness and a potential with love. So you start to be crossing back and forth. When you're doing this exercise, you feel the sense of it. When you forget about it, it fades back. And when we join each other in the building of it, pretty soon we start to have a group consensus. And the transformation of the world into a love-based reality completely is the objective in the final analysis of love itself. And because we're not alone, remember, there are great beings who figured this out ahead of us, and they are fully invested in this process. And when they're operating in the human space, they're affecting it. We have no idea how much of human life is already moment to moment being held in positive potential by lives that we have barely heard about or learned about, like Buddha or Krishna or Christ or others whose names we don't know. But suffice it to say that when you go upward in the universe and outward into love's field of individuality, there are some profound beings that love because they're fully cooperating with love. We're the only creature standing separate from it in our own field of awareness. So this look and this expansion is for us to get a sense of how utterly dynamic and dramatic a transformation into love could actually be if you persist in it with sufficient effort and can find in you the nature of commitment to such a point that nature helps you. That's my point of today. And if there's any part of that point that we need to focus on, we should do it. My constant focus is the word commitment, for you to understand what it is. Go ahead.
And then maybe for a short moment, we can meditate together. We are meditating since a few minutes, but still take a little bit of time to breathe and maybe concentrate on this left corner of the triangle where we include everything that's in our awareness. And because today we are expanding, we can really make an effort to include everything that is. It could be our relatives, it could be any living being or anything else that you want to include in this, and breathe inside.
Thank you. That's, of course, the service that is most valuable. We think at first that our corner of the triad is the one that's interesting to us because we're so egocentric, most of us, maybe not you. But in fact, it's our giving it away to the world, giving without any expectation of return, unconditionally giving love that transforms you faster than any other thing, that charges your entire field of awareness with the infinite possibilities love offers. And you realize that in whatever neighborhood you happen to be in right now, you are probably holding this in consciousness, holding it in your hands, the most powerful, positive experience going on. So let that be true for you. Let it not just come to one corner of a triad to another, back to love, and vice versa around the circle, but let the whole thing synthesize into one radiant field of dynamic love, changing your pearl of existence, your pearl of reality, into something where every atom in it, even the atoms of air, are charged with this incredible presence. Take your breaths. Take it in all the way to the top. Charge it all the way out. Release. Surrender into relationship to love. When you want it enough, when you realize its value to you and to the world enough, you and love will be a permanent unity in cooperating good, cooperating coexistence. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you, everybody, for your presence. And let's keep practicing. And we'll see you at the next video.